This is it, guys. Only one more race in the round of 12. Let's go ahead and preview it. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jason Mattis, of course, hanging out with you guys on Winning Bets. It's our weekly NASCAR here show, the Highline Podcast. And unfortunately, as you can see, I am riding solo. I talked to William Blackwell the other night there on the phone. Boy, he is full-on struggling. He's got a real nasty flu or sickness or whatever got into his body. Well, it's working on him and beating him up pretty good. But he'll be back in here next week. He'll recover in no time, and I'm sure he'll be back in here for the round of 8. That's right, because we are now down to the last race in the round of 12. We're, of course, going to Charlotte there for the ROVAL, the road course race. So we'll, of course, make sure we preview that. But before we do that, let's remind you guys what we do around here. Let's look back at the previous race, preview the upcoming race, and then all while we do that, we'll submit our picks for a chance to win $10,000 over on the NBC Sports Predictor app. And because we're doing this on Friday, there is already that contest up on the Fox Bet Super 6 app, so we'll take a look at that one as well. With that being said, let's go ahead and just kick off with looking back at the Yellowwood 500 down there at the Talladega Super Speedway, where Chase Elliott gets the victory. How about that? We've had now 5 races in this playoffs, and we got our first playoff driver to go ahead and secure a win. Obviously, with that win, we know what that means. Chase Elliott has now secured his spot in the round of 8, so he can take it easy at the ROVAL per se. I don't expect him to take it easy. I expect him just to kind of keep the momentum going of the number 9 team and what he's doing individually. So I expect a strong performance, but he does have the luxury that if he does want to take it easy in any capacity, he does have that luxury on his side. Otherwise, though, at the Talladega this past weekend, kind of a weird race. I don't know about you guys, what you guys thought about it. I thought the racing was generally good. Obviously, at times, lots of lead changes in that race, but just with it being at a super speedway, it just kind of felt weird, right? There was really only that one wreck, and it came in stage 1, came earlier on in the race, collected a few cars, and a couple guys had to go ahead and bow out. Credit though Cindric though, he actually battled back and really got back into that race. But with it really only being the one wreck at the super speedway, it just kind of felt weird. But in that same breath of it feeling weird, of maybe having the lack of the crashes and the big wrecks that you get at a super speedway, it was also kind of refreshing, right? I mean, how much have we heard in the last few weeks about, car safety, driver safety, car issues? We've got Bowman now going to go ahead and miss his second race in a row due to concussion-like symptoms. We all know Kurt Busch has been knocked out for, I don't even know how many weeks it seems like it's been now, but he's been knocked out for a good handful of weeks. And you even saw it with Cody Ware. Pretty nasty wreck right there. Kevin Harvick, he's been vocal on social media complaining about NASCAR safety. So while it was kind of a little bit weird to not get the big wrecks at a super speedway, it was a little bit refreshing because, man, we need to keep these guys safe. And obviously NASCAR doesn't have a total grasp in the situation of what's going on with the the car safety of the next gen car. So it was kind of nice though, because the way these guys have been getting hurt lately, you could have seen them. It's 2.66 mile track. Guys are flying around there, high speeds. You would have imagined if there would have been a multiple big wrecks, like we've been seeing, guys would have unfortunately maybe have gotten hurt. So that was kind of nice. And also to go along with the lack of the big wrecks, we also really didn't see the playoff drama, right? We've been seeing that time and time and again this playoff with power steering issues, tire issues, going flat, popping, what have you, guys spinning. We really didn't get any of that this past week at Talladega. So I guess because of the lack of the drama, you're normally on your edge of the seat of the super speedway, kind of waiting for the wreck, waiting for multiple big ones to happen. And we didn't get that. It kind of was like, I don't really know how good this race was. But then you gotta sit back and respect that the race was good. You got some side by side. You obviously got lead changes. You got guys getting pushed up to the front, obviously multiple times throughout the entire race. So, and then you got a good finish there between Blaney and Chase Elliott. So, all right, I think actually Talladega did deliver it, and maybe we do need some wrecks. Would have been nice to kind of maybe just add in some drama, right? Because you've been getting that this whole playoffs, and that's what we really missed was the drama. And obviously the wrecks will bring in drama. Without that, but I still thought Talladega was nice. I thought if I was to score it, maybe around an 8 or so, because you just weren't quite on your edge of your seat. You didn't quite have just the drama that we've been seeing this entire playoff. So because of that, maybe it gets pegged down a little bit. But that being said, we're expecting playoff drama. If this race is in May, where you're not expecting playoff drama, maybe it gets a little bit of a higher score, but because of where it is and the time of the year, we're expecting drama, right? I mean, what the fan wants to be intrigued, and we didn't get any of that really, so to speak. So, all right, we'll go ahead and maybe score this one about maybe an 8 of a 10, but the big news, obviously, is Chase Elliott coming out of there with the victory, and again, he's now the only driver that's secured for the round of 8. Speaking of the round of 8, let's just go ahead and jump right on into it. I mentioned earlier that these guys are at Charlotte. They're at the Bank of America ROVAL 400, where the defending champion is Larson. Kyle Larson and the 5 team was able to get their car in the victory lane last time we were here. This is going to be the last road course of the season. Boy, there's been a lot of these things, and this is going to be the last one. This is also the cutoff race. Again, mentioned, this is the cutoff race, as we now are going to enter into the round of 8 after this weekend there at the Charlotte ROVAL. Chase Elliott, again, is the only driver that's secured. That being said, I mean, there's some guys that would have to just like really, fall on their face to not make the round of 8. It can certainly happen though. While I say they're safe, boy, we've seen with this car with the power steering, the tires, and what have you, and the issues. You think you're safe. You think you've got a nice little lead. You're above that cutoff. If you generally just run in the top 10, run in the top 15 all day, maybe collect some stage points in stage 1 or 2, that'll get you into the round of 8. So you'd like to think a lot of these guys are safe, but we just seen too many issues with the cars and the next-gen cars throughout this entire season to really feel that you're really safe. So, guys will be on edge, and guys will be hoping like hell that their car doesn't fall apart. And really ruin their day and ruin their chance to get in that round of 8. Did mention earlier that Alex Bowman is still going to be out. It's just upsetting for him, right? Playoff driver. Maybe he's not one of these favorites, and I certainly don't have Alex Bowman as a favorite. I actually thought he was going to get knocked out, and actually didn't even think he was going to make the round of 12. But that being said, you want to see the guy compete, right? He's in the playoffs, so it is a little bit of upsetting, and I feel for him that he's unable to go ahead and compete. Hopefully he can come back next week and get over the concussion-like symptoms that, unfortunately he's still dealing with. Because we're at a road course, I think you guys have some of the typical favorites. Obviously, Chase Elliott, I think, is going to be one of the leading guys to maybe get their car in a victory lane. Kyle Larson, again, he's a defending champion. Tyler Reddick, boy, multiple wins on road courses this season. He's probably been, one of the stronger guys, collectively, if you look at all the road courses this season. Tyler Reddick's been right up there, and again, he's got a couple of victories at road courses. Michael McDowell, don't forget about Michael McDowell. Last time we were at a road course, we actually made bets on this channel right here in terms of real sports bets that Michael McDowell would finish in the top 10, and he did everything in that and got us a good plus money cash. I'm expecting Michael McDowell to be in the top 10 again today, maybe even a top 5, and I just don't quite think he'll maybe compete for the checkered flag, but he certainly can. If he were to take the checkered flag, it would not surprise me, but certainly expect a nice run from Michael McDowell. Even Chris Buescher, you can go ahead and throw in that. We also cashed him last time we were at a road course to finish in the top 10, and he got a 10th place finish, so nothing tells me that he can't do it again. He's had a nice little run here the last month and a half or so. Also look for AJ Allmendinger. I think he's going to be strong this weekend. We're at a road course, which is obviously his strength. Colleague Grayson has announced that he's going to be a full-time driver in the number 16 car next year, so that's obviously just going to be a little bit more extra motivation, a little pep in his step to maybe spur on a good little run this weekend. So I expect Allmendinger to be good. And then Austin Cindric would be another guy that maybe I would keep an eye on to have a nice showing and make sure that he can get in the round of 8. I actually like Austin Cindric to really have a nice one, be in the top 10 when it's all said and done, and be in the round of 8. There's another driver we got to talk about, and in talking about this driver, we really got to throw some hate on NASCAR right here. What about the William Byron situation? You guys remember at Texas, he dumps Denny Hamlin under caution. NASCAR doesn't see it live. They review it sometime after the fact. They come out and hit him with, a monetary fine. But also, really, the big thing and the reason we really want to get on NASCAR here is they hit him with a 25-point penalty. Okay, cool. Hit him with a 25-point penalty. You think that's justification for spinning or for dumping Denny Hamlin under caution? Okay, cool. I'm okay with that. So then we go ahead and we race last week at Talladega. We let all Talladega unfold. We now know where all the points are. And then NASCAR wants to come out the other day and say, you know what? We're going to rescind that 25-point penalty. We'll fine you even more money. I think I saw the fine was up to $200,000. Money aside, who really cares, right? We're just talking about the 25-point penalty. So now they've rescinded that, and William Byron goes below the cutoff line to above the cutoff line. That is totally unacceptable by NASCAR. Your appeal process is absolutely trash. You cannot penalize a guy, and we're talking, this is playoff time, right? This is maybe regular season, maybe I'm not as hot, but this is absolutely playoff time. You cannot penalize a guy complete another race, let the standings kind of fall where they fall, and then come back and rescind the penalty. No, this all has to be done within 1 week NASCAR. The race at Texas is on Sunday. You come out Monday with the penalty. You give them till the close of business on Tuesday if they want to appeal. And if there's an appeal, then on Wednesday you hear the appeal, and on Friday you go ahead and come out with, either the same penalty or a modified penalty, whatever happens after the appeal process. So then when you go into Talladega, everybody kind of knows where the point stand is. Not you penalize, you let a whole week go by and a race go by, and then we want to rescind the penalty. That's a big no to me. NASCAR cannot do that. Appeal process has to be more, it has to be quicker. What are we talking about here? Are you kidding me? You let a race get completed and you let the standings all get shuffled up, and then you're going to go ahead and rescind that 25 penalty on William Byron. That is absolutely unacceptable. And in terms of how William Byron, hell, it works out in his favor. He gets a dump Denny Hamlin at Texas, cause him to lose, half a dozen or so spots, which is big in terms of the points, and it essentially costed him $100,000. Well, you know what, Hendrick, that's a little drop in the bucket. He'll go ahead and pay that sucker. You know what I mean? To cause Denny Hamlin to lose points and lose spots at Texas for $100,000. I don't understand what NASCAR is doing, rescinding the 25-point penalty. I cannot wrap my head around that. I absolutely cannot wrap my head around rescinding it, and also cannot wrap my head around having a race unfold in between penalty initially and what I guess is now the final verdict. Unacceptable by NASCAR. That's got to be within a 1 week process. Unacceptable, NASCAR. Cannot have that happen. Man, I can't believe, I really can't believe. You guys got to drop a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about, and I'm thinking most notably, what do you guys think about that there was a race ran inside or in between, basically penalty and final verdict? What do you guys think about that? I cannot complete a race within that decision. That penalty process has to be within a 1 week. I don't know. Drop a comment. Let me know how you guys feel about that. All right, let's go ahead now and turn our attention now to the NBC Sports Predictor app. You guys know, of course, this is where we can win $10,000. They give you 3 stages. You got to pick the driver to finish best amongst the stage. And then, of course, you got to go ahead and give them a top 3 as well. All season long, I've been giving away $25 to the winner of the Winning Bets League. That's right. Each race week, if you have the most points amongst your fellow Winning Bet supporters, you can go ahead and take my $25. Let's take a look and see who won last week. It looks like it was D Duke 09 with 50 points, and you got to give it up for D Duke. He's on a nice little run here of taking my money. D Duke is on a nice run of taking my money. They got Chase Elliott as the race winner. Otherwise, they kind of had probably much of a same entry as you guys did, but they were able to correctly predict Chase Elliott. You guys remember on last week's show, I told you guys how Chase Elliott had been one of the sneakiest, best super speedway racers this calendar year. There's a reason why I had him in my top 3. I think, if I recall correctly last week, I either had him second or third. I want to say I had him third. I'm not too surprised Chase Elliott got the victory last week at Talladega. He's been really remarkable this season at the Super Speedway. Good job, D Duke, by putting him in at first and collecting that $25 from me. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter, drop me your PayPal information, and I'll go ahead and send it over to you. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into this contest and see how we'll do it. From stage 1, we had to pick between Allmendinger, Blaney, Larson, and Suarez. You can see right here, I'm on AJ Allmendinger. That being said, I will certainly be watching qualifying and seeing where these guys fall. I'm between Larson and Allmendinger, and it's basically whoever has the best starting position is what it's gonna come down to. So I'm locked in on Allmendinger now. Obviously, we talked about him. We were kind of previewing the race. Think he'll be one of the race favorites. Think he'll certainly have a nice top 10, could possibly top 5, top 3 finish. He's going to be strong this weekend. But if Larson has, a sizable gap, obviously, in the starting position, then I'm switching this one to Kyle Larson all day long. For stage 2, we had to pick between Chastain, Elliott, Hamlin, and Logano. I'm going Chase Elliott here, and it's really easy. I mean, remember when we went into the season, he was kind of the road course king, and obviously guys have kind of taken some victories from him at road courses. Your Suarez's and your Reddick's have taken a couple. Chastain's taken one as well. But Chase Elliott is still the ultimate king. Now he's coming in with a lot of momentum, coming off the nice win there at Talladega. I'm not expecting the 9 team to back off and take it easy this weekend. It's gas, pedal down to the floor, keep that momentum hot, keep everybody, performing well. Kind of use this analogy, right? Kind of in other sports, whether it's football or baseball, like once the playoffs is secured, playoff for Elliott is secured, right? He's in the round of 8. Guys, don't back off. You don't want to then go into that round of 8. You don't want to go into the NFL or MLB playoffs slumping. You want to go in still on your A game. Amongst these drivers, to me, it was an easy decision to go ahead and pick Chase Elliott. Then in the last group here, we had to pick between Bell, Briscoe, Byron, and Cindric. I went with Austin Cindric. I just think he's a top 10 car. I think Bell in this group is probably his biggest threat, but I'm really liking Cindric. I'm absolutely liking that 2 car. Think he'll get it done. Think he'll have a nice run here. I think he's at worst, you're going to be like 10th place. He's in the top 10 as me, so go ahead and give me Austin Cindric. All right, now we got to go ahead and give them a top 3 if we want to go ahead and win this $10,000. For my top 3, I'm going back to back. Chase Elliott is going to get it done. Also, the great motivation here of Chase Elliott is the best way to keep one of your competitors out of the round of 8 is for you to just go ahead and win that race, right? Because now you've taken away the guaranteed spot, because we know whoever wins at the Charlotte ROVAL is guaranteed in the round of 8. Chase Elliott can take that guaranteed spot away by going ahead and getting his car, the 9 team, into victory lane. I think that's exactly what Chase Elliott and the team will do. So go ahead and give me Chase Elliott for P1. For P2, I'm going AJ Allmendinger. He's going to be strong, going to college racing full time in that 16 car in the 2023 calendar year. Allmendinger is going to be good this week. I like him. Then I got Kyle Larson right behind him. Kyle Larson's going to be good. Again, defending champion here at this race, won it last October. He's going to be in the mix to go ahead and bring on the checkered flag. So Kyle Larson for me to round out the top 3. All right, and that's how we'll do it on the NBC Sports Predictor app. Now let's go ahead and look at that Fox Bet Super 6 app. You guys know how I kind of like to do this. I kind of like to look at this for the first time with you guys. So I'll go ahead here and pull up the phone, jump into the app, and let's do it. Let's do this together for the first time. So $1,000 on the Fox Bet Super 6. Actually, let's see what I got last weekend. Let me see what my score was. My entries previous 8 out of 14. Hell, that's not bad. 2 weeks ago, I got 6 out of 14. All right, so we're improving. We're on the way up, boys. All right, let's do it. Which driver will have the worst finishing position at the end of the race? We got Bowman. I mean, that's Bowman, Bell, Byron, Cindric, Reddick, and Dillon. Well, I'm expecting big things from Cindric. I'm expecting big things from Reddick. Bell and Byron are probably ahead of Dillon, and then Bowman, obviously, it's not in Bowman's hands. I really feel gutted for him. That's not even in his hands. I'm going Austin Dillon. I'll go ahead and take Austin Dillon. All those drivers will have the worst finishing position. Which manufacturer will have more finishers in the top 15 at the end of the race? You got to pick between Ford and Chevrolet. I think, generally speaking, all the Hendrick boys will, or at least your Larsons. At least your Larsons, your Elliott's will be up there. Byron will be somewhat up there. I think Byron probably does crack the top 15. Then you kind of move over into Trackhouse Racing. Obviously, there's Chevrolets. I'm fine with all those guys being up in there. Chastain and Suarez. Then you kind of move over, to RCR. Not high on Austin Dillon, obviously, from the previous question, but I am high on, Tyler Reddick. I am gonna go Chevrolets. I'm kind of thinking in my head how many Toyotas could break this up. Could crack in the top 15. I'm not expecting anything out of Kyle Busch. He's been a disaster the last month or so, and I think we all know why. One foot's already out the door there for Kyle Busch. So I'm not expecting him to be in the top 15. Truex may be able to crack it. Hamlin probably cracks it. Bell probably cracks the top 15. So maybe that's 3. Bubba Wallace, I wouldn't expect anything out of him. The 45 team, obviously is not Kurt Busch, but I wouldn't expect anything out of that 45 team, really. So probably 3 Toyotas can crack the top 15. So let's say you're down to 12. I got 1, 2, 3. I'm going Chevrolet and 7. Chevy and 7. Which driver will finish in the better position at the end of the race, and by how many positions? It's Suarez and Briscoe. I think Suarez will be better. Boy, Briscoe was the one that was... Too bad we don't have William on here. You guys obviously know he's a big Briscoe fan. Briscoe was the one that was the most impacted by that William Byron 25-point penalty, because he went above the cutoff line. Then now he enters the roll below the cutoff line, does Chase Briscoe. That being said, Suarez is going to be better than him, and by how many positions? Yeah, this is the reason why nobody can win the money. I'm going to actually go... Let's actually take a look back and see if anybody won the money when we're done. Suarez is going to be better by... Suarez is probably around the top 10, maybe a touch out of it. Briscoe's, I'll go 4. That was a tough one. Which driver will be in the better position at the end of the race and by how many positions? It's Elliott and Blaney. I'm going Elliott, and I'm going 10 plus. I'm going 10 plus. Because I think Elliott gets 1, 2, 3. Can Blaney crack the top 10? Nah, your Bushers, your McDowells, these guys I really like, your Allmendingers. These are guys that aren't normally going to be in the top 10, right? Your Bushers, your McDowells, your Allmendingers, they're going to steal spots in the top 10. I think Blaney's out of the top 10. So to me, it's Chase Elliott, and it's by 10 plus. Question what? We got 4. Which driver will be in the better position at the end of the race and by how many positions? This one's tough. Hamlin versus Chastain. This one's tough, actually. This one's tough. I will go Chastain, and it could never be a tie. They wouldn't be able to finish. Why would we even have a tie option? They cannot finish in the dead heat. That's pretty stupid. They're going to be tight, though. I'm going to go 3. They're going to be tight. Which driver will have the most? Which driver will finish the race with more Cup Series? I'm assuming they're talking more Cup Series points. More Cup Series points. It's Larson and Logano. I think Logano's up. Let me jump on NASCAR's Twitter feed real quick. I'm pretty sure Blaney's, or not Blaney, Logano. I'm pretty sure Logano's above Larson. Let's see, how many points is he above him? Yeah, okay, so Logano, they're level on points. They both have 3,087, and Larson's going to have a better finish. I'm going Larson easily, but by how many points will he have more than Logano? Larson's probably going to be better in stage 1. He's probably going to be better in stage 2. I think he's going to be better overall. He's going to have a good little gap, I think, over Logano. I mean, let's not make it sound like Logano is some slappy and going to be way out of the top 20 or top 15, or that's not going to happen. But I'm going to go Larson, and he'll have a 8 to 9 point gap. 8 to 9 point gap. So that's how I'll do it right there on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. Let's see if anybody... No, I'm not enjoying your app. Don't ask me. You ask me that every time. I hate your app. I don't think it's fair. I like NBC Sports Predictor app. I want to see if anybody won this contest last week. Yeah, and of course nobody won. This app is brutal. I love the NBC Sports Predictor app. So much fair. Rewards the work you put in, not just luck. So anyways, little mini rant there on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. All right, guys, that's how we're doing it this weekend at the Charlotte ROVAL. Next time we'll be speaking, we'll be in the round of 8. There will be only 8 guys left, obviously, competing for a championship, and we'll only have 4 races left to go in the season. Next week, we'll be previewing the race at Las Vegas. That's where the boys are going to next. Enjoy this one, guys. This one's going to be good. Road courses is going to be good. So, all right, enjoy it. Good luck with your picks. We'll see you guys back here next week on the Highline Podcast, and William will be here as well. All right, guys. That was a lot of fun. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and good luck with your picks. If interested in placing real sports bets, then check out my latest daily free sports betting video in the bottom right corner. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next contest.